Welcome everybody to episode 1, the decluttering phase of the Unhauled Year. And this is a video that I posted talking about how I'm just planning on reducing not even just my personal spending, but also just make an effort to find more contentment in the things that I already have as a way to help manage stress, manage my mental health, and make sure that I'm continuing to support myself with really truly healthy coping strategies when it comes to stress and managing my ADHD. So today we're going to be starting in my office with my stationery, and I don't really have a game plan quite yet. I have a little bit of a plan. I have like a plan, but I think what I'm going to start with is actually breaking down some of my ring binders, putting away some of my covers, and I've got a couple things that I'll show you here that I'm going to use to get this going. I do have a bucket. I'm going to use storage bags. So I have quart-sized and gallon-sized storage bags to put my inserts in. This is my desk currently. I have a lot of my stationery stuff also up here on my bookshelves. So let's get started. Okay. If the goal is to get my ring planners unbulked and sorted, we should probably take a look and see what I have. So I've got this one, this Moterm Personal Wide, which is the very first one that I owned. This is a VDS Personal Wide, like an archive binder at this point, and I need to take things out of it. This personal size Moterm with Franklin Covey Compact. This VDS in Stardust Croco, which is absolutely gorgeous. I can see myself using this again. I actually really like the Franklin Covey Compact size in a personal wide. I'm gonna take a metallic Sharpie, personal wide, and also just write it on the side. This pocket, I've got this Veg Tan Chestnut. I do love using rings. I'm just not at a point where I want to be really printing and cutting a lot of things. I have a personal wide Naya Papery in Latte. Personal wide, you can tell I went through a personal wide phase. This is where I might stick my dividers and stuff for personal wide. I got this big baby, this A5 Moterm rings, because I used it at one point as my novel planner, and then I realized that this is just so massive that I didn't like carrying it around places. Here's my teal pocket rings. Oh, there's Nessie pocket rings. So now let's start the process. I'm gonna fast forward through me taking all the things out of every single binder because that will take forever. And then once I have it all sorted out in piles, I will come back and show you what that looks like. So I have officially gotten all of the planners unstuffed, the accessories off to one side, the inserts off to another side. And so I'm gonna quick do an inventory of my planners, just write it down in my Apple Notes so that I know what I have on hand without having to dig through everything. And then I'm gonna put my inserts away. All right, everybody, so we've got all of my pocket rings inserts from March through July. I have this extra Moterm box where I'm gonna stick all of my pocket accessories. The drawers are another conversation for another day, my friends. I'm gonna stick in a gallon baggie all of my personal and personal wide inserts. March of 2024, so it's 6 months worth of inserts. So it's gonna just, they're not as nice to archive like on the shelf as like a bound book. But I feel like this is a good, you know, if you don't know how to archive them, this works. And this box out and accessible for when I find, like I said, the oddball personal rings, personal wide, Franklin Covey Compact, or Pocket Plus accessories, so I can keep them all together. But what's nice is that for the time being, this can all just fit in this box and sit under my desk. We've officially started putting away all of the extras. Like I can see this is Moterm Personal, this is the Chestnut and Deep Teal. Standard, this is Croco, Velvet Sand, Black Pebble, pocket rings. Like I can see all of this, which is really nice. So I am gonna actually go through my bookshelf, pull out all of the remainder of like my bound book covers that I currently have and am not using, and also put those away just so they're put away and not continuing to take up space space. And what I'm also going to do is take down and separate out the books that I want to keep on my shelf for right now, and then just put everything else away for the time being. I love this cover so much, and this is a B6 cover, another Elysian B6 cover, B6 Moterm cover that I rigged some rings into. So this really isn't a rings planner, but the rings are attached to a clear cover. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. Another Elysian paper, B6, a Naya Papery B6, Bujo Planner TN cover that I'm never going to use, and I need to destash at some point because I just realized I was trying to do something different, and I need to remember that me doing things different is not a good idea. I have a plethora of clear covers. Another clear cover that hasn't even been opened. Another clear cover. Another clear cover. Mostly B6 size. We have a little passport cover. I have a taupe B6 Moterm cover. This was my first Moterm cover ever. This is a B6 Bujo planner cover that was housing my Hobonichi that I've been journaling in for the last 6 months, but I am going to be retiring the Hobonichi for the remainder of this year, so this will get archived on the shelf for the time being. We've got a clear A5 cover, a passport insert, an A5 leather cover, an A5 Hobonichi cover. I have a B6 Aura Estelle cover that I never used, and I think I only bought it because it was 50% off. I don't like pink, so I don't know why I bought this. A Weeks that I cut the pages out of and never actually used in 2024. I might use this passport notebook at some point. This is a bullet journal that I did finish. This was my 2023 second half of the year, really through October. And then after October, I moved into a TN for November, December because my dad died and I didn't want to be in this book because it was too hard flipping through a book that had notes and memories and to-dos and things like that related to him and my family when he was still alive. So I moved into my TN bullet journal for the rest of 2023. So that's these 3 months of 2024 in this big chunker. Same thing for these 2 books. This is 2023, 2023, and 2023. This was a memory keeping journal specifically, just has memories of the year and my dad in here. And I want to come back and look at these someday, but I can't yet. So these are going to all be, I think, boxed for the time being. My first 2 bullet journals, October and November, December of 2022. If we're looking at what I bullet journaled in 2022 through 2024 so far, this is the stack. An A5 Stalogy that I used to bullet journal in for a little while and then realized that I didn't really love it, and I paired it with this Aura Estelle weekly vertical, so I had like the weeks and the months, and then these were my dailies. And this was a pair for a little while. Another clear cover, Paper Test Designs, and I didn't use the second half of it from 2023. So I chopped it up and I actually used those pages in my rings planner when I was in rings. So I repurposed the second half of this book going into my rings journey. Oh, this is stickers and stuff that I should go through at some point. Another clear cover, more stickers. 2 Leuchtturm notebooks. This one hasn't even been opened. And then we have some other random journals. So these are the only ones that I'm really keeping of all of those covers. So just a bunch of B6, all B6. If we know it works, don't try to do anything different. And then these will go into the destash/giveaway. So these are all the ones that are gonna stay on my shelf for reference, especially for videos and stuff like that, because they show snippets of my journey. Everything else is pretty much gonna get put away. So let me show you what I've boxed up and what is going back on the shelf. In this box, we have all of my inserts, all my planner covers that I'm not actively using right now. And we've also got some notebooks that I don't think I'm gonna touch really anytime soon. And I just wanna get them off my shelf. And this was actually the perfect size, and it's gonna just now live in the garage. We're gonna put it somewhere so that way when I wanna access it, I can get back in and pull things out if I need to, but it's now out of sight, out of mind. With that being said, I will have a few updates on what I am gonna be using moving into 2025. For the most part, I feel really good about getting that stuff out of my desk and off my bookshelf. So now this is what I have to deal with. I just need to come through, put away away all these bits and bobs. These are the books, the journals that I will reference or want to reference or maybe show in videos of things that I've done. So these are going to go back on the shelf. Everything else is in the box. Really quick, here is the updated bookshelves, and my desk is now much less cluttered, and the box with all the stuff that will get put away is over here. That is it for today. I want to say that is it, but that was a lot. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you did enjoy this video, drop a subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment. I hope this is, a good start to the whole unhauled year of 2025 and really focusing and understanding what it is that I do have and finding contentment in the things that I already own and not getting so caught up in the FOMO. And so, yeah, thanks for being here. I'll catch you guys on the next one.